The US dollar and US dollar pairs are dipping like crazy, and in this video, we're talking about why I think this may be a short-term chance to get in on some of the action before the US dollar rallies. Now, with that said, we're going to take a look at some currency pairs. We're going to talk about trade ideas and setups for the rest of this week ahead of NFP, which comes on Friday. This should help you set up for the rest of the week. Let's go ahead and take a look right now. Okay, you guys, so we're taking a look at some currency pairs together, and the first thing I wanted to talk about was the dollar index. The dollar index has been selling off like crazy. It's been a pretty impressive dip since that January 28 high. We've seen a pretty fast drop here on the dollar index. So again, you can see scream into the upside. We were actually able to make some nice profits within the private Discord channel on the way up, but now the sell-off is in. We're seeing price pull back aggressively, and today I want to talk about a very interesting level that I'm currently watching in the US dollar currency index and on some individual currency pairs, which we can talk about in just a moment. So the first thing I want to put here on our chart here so we can take note of is this US dollar currency index level here at 96.35. You can see where price is currently sitting, right? So price came all the way back down and tagged this spot, paused here, and it says, hey, you know what? This is a pretty significant level of support. Now the question is, can we hold it? And in my opinion, I'm going to share my bullish case for the US dollar with you guys here. Basically, the Fed is expecting a lot of rate hikes this year, or at least that's the forecast from a lot of different places. Goldman Sachs, for example, I believe their number recently was forecasting 4 rate hikes in 2022. If you're even somewhat beginner of forex, then you know that, rate hikes, they're generally perceived as a positive thing for a economy, a very positive thing usually for the currency underlying the central bank around it. So with the Fed talking about rate hikes and sounding incredibly hawkish recently, this dip on the US dollar, in my mind, is an opportunity to look for long setups only, right? So I'm not looking to short the dollar, I'm not looking to fade the dollar, anything like that. As this thing pulls back to support, I am looking at that as a potential level of demand and as potential buy opportunities. So we take a look at this. Also, we've got the 38.2% retracement. We're sitting on it right as we speak from this trend that we saw back a few days back all the way till now. You can see that big push to the upside and now that quick pullback. In my mind, this is in fact a pullback. Now, of course, please remember when I share these ideas and thoughts on YouTube, I can be wrong. I've been wrong in the public eye many times, and I fully will take responsibility of my losses with a stop loss. And I hope that if you decide to make any trades based on whatever trading decisions you make, you should always consider what's going to happen if you're wrong about it. So we're looking at here this pullback. That's kind of my main focus. Now let's take a look at a couple different currency pairs, starting with a pair that I'm actually short on right now, EURUSD. I literally took this trade earlier on today, and we are now watching it here as it chops back and forth. So I shorted in this resistance zone. I actually talked about this on stream today. And let's talk a little bit about my targets here for EURUSD. So price pulling back also to the upside, right? Because the dollar is weakening, which we would expect with EURUSD. If we see dollar weakness coming in, that the euro could relatively strengthen. So I'm actually fading the euro here. And in fact, I think that there's more downside coming for the EURUSD. Again, there's a reason I have a stop loss in case I'm wrong. If price does break through this level of resistance here at the 38.2% retracement drawn from the start of the move to the recent low, if price starts breaking through that, I'm just going to stop out and revisit the opportunity later on with another setup, right? So my stop loss here is relatively small. I'm only short 33,000 units, which is nothing crazy, very small size, especially when we have big news coming on later this week, which we'll talk about in a second. But again, if price does roll over, I have targets on the EURUSD here at 1.2223, 1.1167, and our previous low there at 1.1125. So that's kind of what I'm looking at on the EURUSD. I think that this level, as we do retest it, again, positive outlook from the Fed in terms of rate hikes, combating inflation, all that sort of shutdown on inflation, in my opinion, is still going to be a bullish catalyst, which is what drove us so strong to the downside. And now this pullback in the context of an overall small momentum to the downside is, in my opinion, something that would suit my style for a short setup based on my strategy. Now, the next currency pair that I'm also very interested in is dollar yen, and we already kind of missed the move here. I talked about this earlier on stream, talked about how I really would love to be long here on dollar yen, but I didn't want to pick up any more dollar positions pre NFP news, which we have on Friday. So in case you're not familiar, on Friday we have NFP news, non-farm payroll. It's basically unemployment here in the US. Good employment obviously is good for the currency. Bad employment is usually perceived as bad for the currency. So we're going to be watching those numbers closely. We'll probably be live streaming. By the way, if you're not already and you'd like to watch the spike with us, we'll actually be live streaming the event. You can tune into the live stream. All you have to do, or the best way to do it basically, is number one, subscribe to the channel, but also number two, hit the notification bell next to my subscribe button, and that way you'll actually get notified when the live stream starts. So make sure to do that now. And yeah, so we'll probably be watching a lot of these different currency pairs with the spike coming on Friday, so don't miss that stream. But again, 50% retracement came into play here today and just barely touched it. So again, I didn't enter this position because I already was short on euro dollar, which I'm still fine with that. You know, I caught a really good move recently on dollar yen within our private Discord channel. And so yeah, we'll keep tabs on this. By the way, here's the trade that I took within the Discord. You can see the reasoning behind the trade. So the full breakdown, every trade that I take, I share the full analysis within our private Discord channel, which will be linked down below in the description if you decide to join us there. Again, we will probably be trading NFP and sharing some trades within the next couple days, preparing for that within the Discord. So if you'd like to join that, again, link is down below in the description. And if you hit the link and you use the promo code here for YouTube subscribers, there's actually a discount available for all of our memberships. So check it out if you are interested in joining us. We have trade alerts here. We also have the chat room available and coaching webinars where you can ask your questions to Ivan, who is one of our traders here on deck. We also have several other traders. You can see their trades and they're, more importantly, the reasoning why the trades are being taken. We're not a signals copy service or anything like that. We are here to share our real trades. We are, you know, we're actually doing what we're talking about. We're not just talking about this and never actually taking trades. So yeah, so dollar yen as it pulls back, 50% retracement. I do like that area. I may revisit that idea if we do get a double back at some point before the news. I may look to pick it up, especially if you know, I either stop out of euro dollar or I decide I want to pick up more positions long on the dollar for some reason or another. Again, if I take any trades, they will be dropped in the Discord channel. Another one I wanted to look at, AUDUSD, as it pulls back here. We've been talking about this level, 61.8. It already tagged and left the station there on that short idea that we discussed earlier on in the stream. We discussed the idea of 61.8 earlier on today. Potentially holding at resistance, and it seems like we're already off to a good start. Again, targets here, if the Aussie dollar continues lower, if dollar strength comes back in, very easily could see a move back down to target 1 and 2, which both rely on structure and the previous low. So pretty straightforward stuff there. If we're looking at Aussie dollar, very possible that this level could continue to roll over, and maybe there's some opportunities to look for on the lower time frames going into the rest of the week. But yes, very hot on the radar in terms of this currency pair. Definitely have a short bias for the time being on Aussie dollar, despite the semi-hawkish news that we got from the RBA last night, or depending on where you are. It was last night for me. We had some hawkishness from them. They discussed, you know, lowering their quantitative easing, which of course is bullish for the Aussie. But despite that, they're still behind, in my opinion, on the monetary policy race compared to places like the US. So again, favoring the dollar here as well. We'll take a look. Another one is NZDUSD. Haven't done a markup on this one for a little bit. Still a little bit of ways away from the sell pressure area that I'd be interested in, which is probably up here at that 38.2% retracement, but may come into play if we do get a bit more dollar weakness. This pair could become another sell opportunity at supply should we see price kind of double back and hit that 38.2 up there at 0.6667. So yeah, definitely going to keep tabs on NZDUSD going into the rest of the week. Now, of course, we've got to talk about gold. If you made it to the end of the video, by the way, let me know in the comment section down below. Just comment that you made it to the end. It's always cool to see when you guys make it to the end of my videos. It shows that you're really enjoying the content. It means a lot to me. So as we pull back here on gold, we already tried to hold this 38.2. We actually marked this level up earlier on in stream. You can see this 38.2% came into play, and gold did some crazy stuff here on the lower time frames, dropped like a rock, and now sort of coming back. So there may be a chance here to look at this thing from a retest perspective. But as that thing sits around the 38.2% retracement, the bias here, in my opinion, based on that dollar bullish thesis, is still to the downside, with targets being at structure here at 1788 and 1765. That's my take on gold here. Again, path of least resistance. We're coming back into a resistance after a big breakout to the downside. I would be cautious on the sell side, or on the buy side, just because it does seem like there are sellers waiting for activity here. Of course, please remember, with all these ideas, I can be wrong, but if I share them, you know, I put stops on the trade. I have a reasoning behind my trade, and so should you. Always make your own trading decisions. Don't take this as financial advice. YouTube is a place to learn, but it's more a place to get ideas and to go spend the time on your own actually back testing concepts and trying things out, experimenting in your own trading. Now, please remember, if I take any trades, you'll see them inside of Discord. I should be updating, for those of you guys who are already members, some of the trades that I already have, and if I take any additional ones, you'll see them here dropped in the Discord. So again, join us in the Discord if you haven't already. Link is down below in the description. Use the promo code and we'll see some of you guys inside. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you next time. What's up, guys? Thanks for watching today's video. There are more videos available on our channel here and here, so go ahead and click into that for some more free trading content. With that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you back next time.